गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. So we are again beginning the Sri Ramana Gita. This is also having 18 chapters. Oh no, 21 chapters. And we have done up till the 12th. And the last chapter was on Shakti. And what is this Shakti that we discussed last time? This Shakti was told by Ramana Maharishi that it is inseparable from the infinite principle, the self. That self or the infinite alone becomes the Purusha and the Prakriti, the subject and the matter. And just as the heat and light cannot be separated from the sun, similarly this Shakti cannot be separated from the subject. In fact, subject object itself is the Shakti of the infinite. That Shakti is expressing as the subject and the object. And you have a freedom to either realize the Supreme Self directly or to realize the Supreme Self through the Shakti principle, and both are equally valid. It depends what is your makeup. Are you compatible for, if everyone is going to Vedanta class, you are also going to Vedanta class? And your feeling is that I have to, naturally you are attracted to Shakti. Yoga is not for everyone. Pranayama is not for everyone. Knowledge is not for everyone. Taking the name of the Lord all the time is not for everyone. So find out. These are all coming at different stages of your unfoldment. Now find out what you are qualified at this very moment. And there has never been a time, past, present or future, will be a time that you are not that which you are seeking. See? So let the mind do what it is doing. Mind is that where the subject and object express. If there is no mind, there is no subject object. So when we ask you what is the subject and object, or what is the mind, your attention goes to subject object. But what is the substratum, what is the basis, the foundation on which the subject appears as I thought and the object appears as that thought, with which the I associates itself? So I am the seer, you are the seen. I was the eater, food was the eaten. You are the hearer, I am the heard. Isn't it? So continuously, subject, object. So where is this going on? Within yourself. Are you listening to yourself? Do you know that you are this body? I am the body. So I am the body where is this thought taking place? Is it taking place in the self? Or is it taking place in the mind? It's not taking place in the self. Yes or no? She is saying the Indian way. Is it taking place in the self or no? Why?
Because if it takes place in the self, there would be no thought.
She saw the ullu. ठीक है, can't she see? Yes, she can also. Wisdom फुट के निकल रहा है. So, yes, from self point of view, there is nothing called subject and object. From sun's point of view, there is nothing called heat and light. From water's point of view, there is nothing called ocean and waves. This we have to catch. Then for whom is all this drama going on? For other people who are watching. You be the self. You be the self. Don't get lost in this. The drama is for the observer, and observer always observes the observed. So if there is an observed, then the drama is going on, and you become very serious about the drama. Whatever is going on, get out of the game. While playing the game, remain aloof. That knack we have to develop. For that, developing that knack, there is no knack to know the self. There is no knack to know the self because you are already the self. Then what is the knack for? To remove the objectification, to remove the prakriti, to remove the thought eruption. Meaning, removal does not mean annihilation. Removal means sublimation. Sublimation means what? That you are not available to it. Either you can be the I thought, or you can be the self, or you can, some of the people follow that way, or you can allow the I thought to express, but you don't forget that you are the infinite one. This is the knack. So with that, the whole leela, the game, the play is going on, is like this. Now recognize, all we have to do is recognize it. And don't become serious. Achha, now I recognize. Now what to do? Dig a hole and bury yourself into it. What do? Enjoy. Don't take anything in life seriously. Inside. Outside, others must not come to know that you are not taking it seriously. Then am I a con man? Yes. Spiritual con man. Because outside, you have to do what is required, whatever is required, that is happening, no? But inside you are not attached to what is going on. Because mind has its own journey. Remember I told, many times I told, again I'll tell, what is that? The womb that you are going to be born in, the breaths, the number of breaths that you are going to take, and the experiences that you are going to have in this life is already, the blueprint is already there, according to yoga. So, if all this is already predetermined, why waste your time in trying to sort it out? And when we try to sort it out, what happens? We create more data for ourselves by interacting with the world. I'm not saying don't interact. Interacting in the sense desiring a particular outcome, dividing the world into likes and dislikes, owning the world as that you cannot live without. For example, I tell her, this one, Martha, please give me your GT car. See, already, let's say no to Swamiji. If God comes right now in front of us and says, please give me your GT car, body, gross body. It's not GT, it is GB. Please give me your GB. What will happen? Wait. I've got so many jobs to finish, man. Opportunity missed. So in this manner, here it was told that Shakti is inseparable, it is inherent. And we talk about Ishwar and Shakti. Shakti is the Prakriti, the matter principle, the empirical principle, the phenomenal principle, that which is ever changing. And our attention should be on the changeless. And where only then a solution will come about. Now, having told this from Shakti, he is straight away going to the next chapter. The next chapter that is being that is told is, are women eligible for sannyas? Renunciation. Are women eligible? Excuse me. Eligible for sannyas. Now, first 4 verses we will just is an introduction to the chapter 13. Chapter 13. Atrinam anvayajyotsna vasishthanam kulasnusha mahadevasya janani dhirasya brahmavedinaha प्रतिमानं पुरंध्रीणां लोकसेवाव्रते स्थिता विभ्राणामहतीं विद्यां ब्रह्मादि विबुधस्तुतां दक्षिणे वन्द्यतः शक्तेः तारिण्या आदिमा गुरुः तपस्सखी मे दयिता विशालाक्षी यशस्विनी प्रश्नद्वयेन प्रश्नद्वयेन रमणह्वयं विश्वहितं मुनिं. Where have we gone wrong? प्रश्नद्वयेन रमणह्वयं विश्वहितं मुनिम् अभ्यगच्छद्दुष्टाङ्गी nikshiptena mukhe mama. There he says, it says sannyase stri purushos tulyadhikara nirupanam, meaning woman, the topic is woman, are women eligible for sannyas? And why has he brought this topic up? Well, just now he finished the topic of Shakti, natural. After that, and here the light of the moon, the first verse, Atrinam anvayajyotsna vasishthanam kulasnusha mahadevasya janani dhirasya brahmavedinaha. Light of the moon for the Aitreyas, married into the Vasishta line, mother of the unshaken Brahman knower Mahadeva, an ideal wife, and one devoted to the service of the world and the practice of the great Sri Vidya praised by the sages, the first Guru south of Vindhyas of the Tara Vidya, my friend in tapas, Vishalakshi of great fame. Remember, Sri Ramana Gita was written by whom? Ganapati Muni. It is his wife he is talking about. So what is her name? Vishalakshi. And see all the qualities that which lineage does she belong to? She is from the Atri Gotra. Atri was a great, one of the main sages, and his wife is Anusuya, and their son was Dattatreya of the great fame. To that lineage she belongs to, and then married into the Vasishta line. Ganpati Muni, he is from the Vasishta line. Never two Gotras. Our culture does not allow people from the same Gotra to marry with each other. Why? X and Y chromosomes. This is a natural selection from thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, that people of the same Gotra should not marry with each other. So she was from Atri Gotra and she got married into Vasishta Gotra. Now there is no woman's right here. The woman has to take the Gotra of the husband, not the other way. The Purusha can live without Prakriti, but Prakriti cannot be expressed without Purusha. matter cannot be without consciousness, but consciousness can express independently. See? So that thought, how I just explained, that is carried out right to the bottom in and through our Sanatan Dharma. So here he says that she was married into the Vashishta line, and who is the sage Vashishta? He was the guru of Ayodhya. He was the guru of Ramchandra ji, Dashrath Maharaj. He is the greatest knower. He gave the, what is that? Yoga Vasishtha to Ramchandra ji. Ramchandra ji also went into depression. To bring him out, he needed a guru, even though he is himself a God, an incarnation of God, a specific incarnation of God, needed for that time. But how that 16-year-old boy, who was unavailable to the infinite potential that is inherent within, born in a good family, wonderful brothers, fantastic intellect, within few days learned all the scriptures, friends with all sages, having a good heart to serve the society, and having done all this, he went into depression. Ram, Sri Ram went into depression. Didn't come out of his room for so many days, 10 days. Then he didn't open the door for his father, didn't open the door for his mother, didn't open the door for his other two stepmothers, didn't open the door for his brothers. One by one, every 10 days went. Then the Guru Maharaj came, Sage Vashishta came. And he said, your Guru is ordering you to open the door. He had to open. Eat food. No, take shower first. He didn't take shower also. He was like today's kids. Didn't take shower, didn't eat food. Why? He lost the plot of life. All this knowledge, when it is not expressing in your spontaneously in your life, it becomes a load that you are carrying in your life, in your head. All this knowledge is there, but you can't smile. You want a reason to smile. This was the situation. That what is the purpose of life? I got everything, but suffering is still continuing. I'm not interested in building roads, building temples, building rest houses. I have studied everything. Now what next? What next? Have we come to that juncture in life? What next? No, man. 1 million, it must become 2 million. Then maybe what next will come in my mind. 10 properties, maybe 5 more. Then I'm set for life. Then I'll ask what next. I think then automatically I'll wean away from this. One grandchild, and then I'll say what next. At least one. Is it not my? Can't I have the joy of experiencing a grandchild? I have worked so hard, 35 years, to bring up these donkeys. At least, donkey's baby is very, very beautiful. Have you ever seen? Oh. She has got 3. Very cute donkey's baby, calf. Now she wants a grand donkey. Huh? When will we say, this is what our Vivek Chudamani and other scriptures, they say, alam. When will we say enough in life? When will we say enough for food? No, sabji itni achhi, vegetable was so nice, a little bit more. Oh, dal was so nice, a little bit more. And after that, I think I ate too many vadas today. I ate too many vadas. Huh? Oh, we are all in the same boat, don't worry. I'm not pointing out to anyone. All of us are in the same boat. See? Always delayed wisdom. Wisdom is when it is required, it expresses. But ours is delayed wisdom. मरने के बाद हम realize होना है. Meaning, after death we want to realize. Till death doesn't come, we want to enjoy. And feel good that we are doing satsang. So, here he says, Ganpati Muni is saying, mother of unshaken Brahman knower Mahadeva. Mahadeva is his son. And when he was young, he was in the vicinity of Ramana Maharishi and had been initiated by Ramana Maharishi himself. And he was an adept contemplator and meditator. And he knew. So therefore, here it is written, mother of the unshaken Brahman, knower Mahadeva. Today when we are coming, she said, Swamiji, one boy is staying in our house and he knows Rudram. I said, yeah, it must be with sanskar. Her children chant Rudram and other suktams, etc. But is that it? What next? Isn't it? They have attended our Swamiji's retreats, almost every retreat they came. Something must have gone in. Bhagavatam they have been listening to for so many years. Something must have gone in, and it will mature as the time comes. But here in Mahadev, this is the son of Ganpati Muni and Vishalakshi. He is already matured, he is already established because it has clicked to him by the grace of Ramana Maharishi. Then next one, and ideal wife and one devoted to the service of the world. See, these are the qualities that everyone must have. Here the topic is on woman, so the woman must have. She should not be mother of only my child. She should be mother of the world, like our Ammachi. You have met or heard of Ammachi? You must meet her if she comes next time. Or go to Kerala and meet her. Mata Amritananda Mahima. She is the divine mother, mother of the world. How many million people she has hugged? Countless. Sits there 18 hours, 22 hours, 36 hours, continuously she is hugging people. And the moment you go into her embrace, some people break down, some people cry, all the hard ones, difficult to break. They go in her presence or in her embrace and they melt. What happens, nobody can explain, but it happens. So, ours is, what is for dessert? Ice cream, isn't it?
Yes.
So, we'll take out the ice cream. Ice cream. Will you go take that ice cream and give to someone else's husband first or only to your husband first? Or to your room partner first? Same thing we do. Something comes, oh, my child. You go to any group, first they will feed their child. But other children are sitting on the same table. That love which you are having for your child is not being expressed towards other children. We have to become non-specific like her. Unconditional love. This is what we were talking about. Through yajna comes expansion of our abilities, expansion of our eye to include everyone in the embrace. That is the idea of so then you are living loka samasta sukhina bhavantu yourself. We are not here to teach others. You are living that because you take care of yourself the most. And who is the most nourisher in the society? Only a woman. Man doesn't nourish. Woman is fully capable. She can work also, produce also, feed also, sacrifice also. earn also, build also, whole time. She has all the capacity. So if we have to invoke that within us, even men are not only men, we are all made up of male and female, isn't it? You know that much. Yin and yang, Ida Pingla. So we are all mixture. Your attention is only on the body. And you say, I am a woman, I am a man. Then get out of this. Vedanta is not for a man or a woman. Vedanta is addressing, Ramana Maharishi is addressing the conscious principle. He is not addressing whether, no, I will not give you this knowledge because you are a woman, or that's why this question has come up. This question, the doubt is not in the mind of Ramana Maharishi. This doubt is in the mind of, we will see the question is not of Ganapati Muni, the question is of the lady, his wife. But before he says anything, he is introducing whose question it is. It is his wife. And what is her quality? She is, here it says, what? One who is devoted to the service of the world, an ideal wife. Who is an ideal wife? Who is available to the beck and call of the husband?
No such thing.
Or ideal wife is that who helps the husband to attain the truth. And who is an ideal husband? We are talking a husband. We are not talking about man or woman. Husband. Ideal husband is he who helps his wife to attain the truth while living, not after death. When the body is going Ram Nam Sat hai, whole life only fighting. See? So ideal, why are husband and wife coming together? Because nobody can live together. So it's a partnership. But what is that partnership for? Is that partnership for what do you call, only production line? That production line even animals do. Is it for earning wealth together and building a portfolio? Animals also do that. They create their territory, they market everywhere. Then what is the purpose that two people have come together into a bond and spending their 25, 30, 40, 50 years of their life or entire married life together? Is it just to keep cribbing at each other whole life? Is it to complain with each other for whole life? Is it to remain attached to each other? I cannot live without him, I cannot eat without him, I cannot live without her, I cannot eat without her. Is that for what you have come together? So the purpose is ideal. We are talking about not man and woman, husband and wife. Not someone's husband and someone's wife. Yeah. Husband and his wife. In one family, in one bond. They have come together to help each other, have the companionship, and all other things happen. But most importantly, that yes, you can share, you can outpour your frustrations, all that happens. In every family it happens. But what is the higher purpose which majority of the couples forget? And that is to help each other to realize the divine. If that is not taking place, then we have lost the plot. Yes, that I am going to say exactly the same thing. Ramakrishna Paramhams and Sharda, his wife. She also realized, he also realized. Akhandananda Saraswati, he also had a wife. She also was great, but she did not stop him. He was a married person, but he took sannyas. His mum came and stayed with him. His wife and children came. He continued in his journey to the unfoldment to know the truth. Issues are always there. But it was nothing major that stopped him. See? So that was the ideal wife, and one devoted to the service of the world. How do you serve the world? Do you want to go and come? Come, I will help you. Social workers are like that, isn't it? They want to do good. Then what does it mean to one devoted to the service of the world? Atithi Devo Bhava. Atithi Devo Bhava means anyone who comes into your contact. Atithi means a guest. Yes, in the house. I am going one step further. Anyone who comes into your contact feels fulfilled when he goes away. Goes away with a smile. Goes away with his doubts or nourishment. If he wants food, you are able to provide food. If he has a question, you are able to answer. If he wants to know the way, you are able to direct him in the right direction. No. You ask me the question. I am your guru. Come, sit. Not that way. Come, I will initiate you. Pakad liya. Not that way. This is service. Keep smiling and bring smile to everyone's face who comes in contact with you. You have done the bestest service in life. Then of the world and practice of the great Sri Vidya praised by the sages. Sri Vidya Upasana is the Sri Chakra Upasana, and there is a certain, it's a Kundalini Upasana, it's a Shakti Upasana, and it has got its own rules and the methodologies. And so she was a great Upasaka of the. When is she doing that Upasana? Even while taking care of the husband, taking care of the son, taking care of the people who are coming to her house, because Ganpati Muni is a Shastri, he is a teacher, so many students are coming, people are coming, consultations are happening, yet she found time to do her sadhana. You know, when I was a young, I was 1.5, 2 years old, but memory is still so distinct. You were there in the Maharashtra tour? When we went to Malti ashrams, that Amma, she was not there, that time. No, she had taken samadhi. Now she used to live on the row of flats behind. I used to live Monday to Friday. I used to be with my grandparents. My parents used to work. Friday night they'll come, pick me up and take me to their flat. But for 5 days I used to be. And in the back, diagonally, was this Malti and Ajji. Ajji means grandmother. Her house. Husband is there. She was married at 14 years old. 3 miscarriages. This I came to know afterwards. 3 miscarriages. 4 children died in front of her eyes because of the typhoid or this or that. Uneducated. But any time I used to, 1.5, 2 years old, I started running then. Still running. And I used to go, I knew where the jaggery is kept, and I knew where the mungfali kept, peanuts are kept. And I will scream, I want that. And her children used to give it to me. But one day, in the afternoons if I used to go, she used to be there with all her hair and she is doing her upasana. And one day, while she was doing all this, she got up from her puja and like a zombie walked away. Went to the railway station, went and sat down in a train. Where you want to go? No, she's just blank, like a vacant eyes. When a person is so devoted so committed to the truth or to the higher, he takes care. Yoga kshemam vahamyaham. After some time, she was sitting in a train, and one lady came and sat next to her. She says, "Where do you want to go?" "Rishikesh." "Where Rishikesh?" "Swami Shivananda." And again, she says, "But you are in the wrong train." Okay, continued sitting. That lady got down, took her, no ticket, nothing, took her down, bought a ticket, went with her all the way to Rishikesh, took her to the divine life, and said, "This is what is happening. Now it is you take care of her, I go now." How does it happen like this? Leela, no? Yeah, grace. And then she stayed there for 1 month. Nobody knows where. Police complained, FIR, everything, nobody knows. For 1 month she was there, initiated by Swami Shivananda himself. And then she came back and continued her upasana and whatever he had told her. And she became a guru to so many people. She was like a universal mother. And then we went to her, I met her. Just by chance I came to know that she's having an ashram. I went there. And then she was telling about her experiences and everything. But she is on the path of yoga. They talk about experiences only. See? In her lap I used to play. See? So what I am saying, we are into me, mine, my children, my husband, my house, my comfort, my time, my. She had 8 kids. 8 kids. She had the suffering of so many miscarriages and 4 kids have passed. Total 12 she had, 12 or 13. And yet she found time to do her sadhana. Yet she and didn't go to school. Only maybe till 5th or 6th she must have studied. And we are much better than that now. Invoke that mother in you. There was, I don't know if you came, you have met some Mahatmas who have come here, but one more came. And this Mahatma, his name is Amma only. I don't know if anyone met him. He was there in some Clyde or somewhere, in someone's house he came. हाँ? तुम कैसे जानते हो?
आपके साथ मैं गई थी वहाँ पर।
मेरे साथ गए थे?
वहाँ पूजा में, इन भागवतम।
नहीं भागवतम में, हाँ भागवतम में आए थे. I invited him to the Bhagavad class, no? Yeah. Now that person, he is a man, born as a boy, but he has developed the feminine aspect of his. He is a Devi Upasak. Like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, you heard of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa? When he did Upasana of Radha, he started developing breasts. When he started doing Upasana of Hanuman, he started growing a tail. It was that intense. Similarly, this Amma who came, my problem was there also. I'm looking at a man, but I have to call her she. Then after some time, I got used to it. She has done so much upasana of the Shakti principle that he has become feminine, because that feminine part is invoked so much. Not change sex, which now modern people do. Now the law is passed in the parliament now. Stupid things. But see how they have directed that energy? This is what our culture tells us. Now, he is the mother, he has become the universal mother, so many people, he is doing so much good, schools, hospitals, and you call him and he gives you a solution. Anyway, so she is one of that practice of the great Sri Vidya, praised by the sages, because sages also were Shakti Upasakas. The first guru south of Vindhyas of the Tara Vidya. Tara, who has no, nobody has come with me to the Tara Peeth. Huh? You came? You came. He didn't come. He went to the museum, the graveyard. You and Pushpaji came.
No, Master went in instead. Pushpa and Raj went to the museum.
Oh, okay. So we went to the Tara Peeth. She is the goddess of the Aghoris. She is the Aghori. You have heard of Aghori?
Where is it?
This is 90 kilometers from Calcutta, towards Bihar. So anyway, so here he says this Tara Vidya, this is a Vidya. Vidya meaning knowledge. It's a particular methodology by which you invoke the goddess. So she is the first guru south of the Vindhyas. Who? Her. And it is said that she was initiated by a guru from Madhya Pradesh or from Ayodhya somewhere, and nobody had been initiated south of the Vindhyas before that. And therefore he is saying that she was the first guru south of the Vindhyas of the Tara Vidya, and my friend in tapas. Tapas is what? What is tapasya? Austerity. What is austerity? What is tapasya? You heard the word many times. Tell what is tapasya?
Focus on one thing.
No.
Keeping clean.
No.
Single-minded.
That is single pointedness. Ekagrachit. What is tapasya? What is tapasya?
It's you are that,
Huh?
saying you are that, saying that you are things.
Come down to the ground. Ultimate tapasya is to dissolve the ego and realize and be the one. We are not talking at the earthly level. What is tapasya?
To have a commitment and be practicing it intensely.
Tapasya is, whatever you have said is correct. But if the result of tapasya, your senses are not coming under your control, then all your hard work has gone to waste. And what are the senses? Your 5 senses and your mind. They must come under control, meaning that you are not enslaved by them. They will function. Eyes will continue seeing something. Oh, look at her. I think she is good for becoming my wife. Every girl you are saying that. Every child you see, my son should be as smart as this one. This is what parents do, no? Continuously compare with someone else. Tapasya is where whatever you see, hear, touch, feel, taste, feel, think is not able to sway you, is not able to make you judgmental, is not able to enslave you. You remain independent of that, what is going on, unaffected. Right now, you are focused here. You can hear this sound going at the back. Now, if I am telling you, you will listen to it now. What is this called? Aquarium. Can you hear the sound? Till now, till I told you, did you hear the sound? Some of you didn't, some of you did. But was it becoming a disturbance? Swamiji, can we put that sound off because we want to focus on your sound, what you are saying? No. So, sound, unwanted sound, did not become a disturbance. So, similarly, we don't want to destroy our 5 senses and our mind and intellect. We don't want to destroy. We just want to create such a relationship with it that we do not get swayed, influenced by any of them. That is tapasya. In Gita also it's coming, no? Yajna, Dana, Tapa. The 3 points that are coming. Again, same thing. Yajna is done for expansion of your personality. Dan is done for, and how do you do that expansion of personality? By purification. What is Dan for? Purification of wealth. And what is tapasya? For purification of your senses. Our eyes and our faculties, they have a certain bandwidth in which they function. Agree? There is a certain spectrum. I can see only so much. Chameleon has an octagonal eye. That chameleon can see something different. Or dog can smell from far. I can't smell what dog smells. Similarly, when we go in the presence of masters, they say something and it happens, and we say 100 times to our children, nothing happens. Why? Because they don't have a judgment in their mind. They don't need to know you. But the moment you come in front of them, our Swamiji says, लिफाफा देख के उसके अंदर क्या है सब पता चल जाता है. Meaning, by looking at the cover, what is in the book, we know the story. You don't have to open and read every page. That is expansion. Bhagwan knows everything. So expand. Stop living at a specific level. Contemplate on the non-specific. And in this way, she is my dear friend in tapas. So not only the husband was living a life of self-control, the wife was also living a life of self-control. And Vishalakshi of the great fame, her name is Vishalakshi. Then it says in the 4th verse, Prashnadvayena Ramana Ahvayam Vishwahitam Munim Abhyagachad Adushtangi Nikshiptena Mukhe Mama. We'll just quickly look at this point and look at the questions that she asked tomorrow. She submitted through me 2 questions to Sage Ramana, the friend of the universe. Why? Again, the principle you understand. What is that? You're nodding. What did you understand? What is the principle?
Principle of why Visalakshi is asking through.
Why?
Because probably in those days it is the custom not to actually speak
Go to the
by-
principle, not the tradition. My attention is always going back to the principle. Yes, tradition must have been that time. Even today also many places what she is talking about is in our Hindu culture or Sanatan Dharma, the wife will never ask anyone directly. Through the husband she will ask the question. For whatever reasons. But now to look at it from principle point of view.
She doesn't want to make her husband feel more.
Okay, that is a good feeling. You practice it with him. Remember, Shakti cannot be without Purusha. But Purusha can be without Shakti. The spirit is independent of its potentiality. He can express without the expression of potentiality. But potentiality cannot have independent existence apart from the conscious principle or the spirit principle. And therefore, from that angle, she recognizes that, and that probably has filtered into the system of that the husband should be put forward to ask the questions. So the questions were Atmasthitânam Narînām Asti Chet Pratibandhakam Gruhatyagena Hansitvam Kumu Syat Shastra Sammatam. If obstacles confront women that abide in the self, if obstacles confront women that abide in the self, does the Shastra sanction their renunciation, their renouncing the home and becoming ascetics? Do the scriptures give the sanction that they can leave home and become a monkey? Monk, monkey, lady? So who will be a female monk called monkey? So can we become monkeys? And the second question, there you go. And we'll look at these questions tomorrow. But just read it out. Second question is जीवन्त्या एव मुक्ताया देहपातो भवेत् यदि दहनं वा समाधिर्वा कार्यं युक्तमनन्तरम्. If a woman liberated while alive happens to shed her body, what is the proper thing to do? Cremation or burial? We will deliberate upon these points in tomorrow class. Enough for today. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Just sit quietly for a few moments. Hari Om.